Hey guys, it's 101R Smith here. Today I'm taking a little small break from Gunpla to talk about something a little bit new in my area of territory. You guys are used to me doing and reviewing PlayArt's Kai figures, but right here is my very first 1/6 scale figure. This figure is from Hot Toys, and this is their Raiden figure, based off of his appearance in Metal Gear Solid Revengeance. And I'm here to review it for you guys today.
Finish that bastard off!
A hack and slash game in the same vein as Devil May Cry and Bayonetta in the compound of a Metal Gear universe. Who the hell would have thought that would have worked? Well, Kojima and Platinum Games thought it could have worked. Otherwise, we wouldn't have even got the game to begin with. This game was originally Metal Gear Solid Rising when it was announced back in 2010. It was supposed to be a hack and slash game using the Fox engine that would go on to power both Metal Gear Solid 5, Ground Zeroes, and The Phantom Pain. Originally, this was supposed to take place between Metal Gear Solid 2 and 4, and help explain how Raiden gets his cyborg body and how he ends up the dark and angst-ridden mess that we find him in Guns of the Patriots. However, due to complications in game development and Kojima's production people not having experience with a hack and slash, it was quietly cancelled before Kojima went to Platinum Games and asked them, "Hey, I'm struggling with this. Would you guys want to do it?" And they said, hell yes. Metal Gear Rising became Metal Gear Rising Revengeance and came out in 2013 and was pretty well made from what I played with. It wasn't quite perfect, but what they were able to do in a year with just development time was more than phenomenal. It's not as deep as Bayonetta or Devil May Cry, but it's still a great game, and we get to follow Raiden 4 years off from Metal Gear Solid 4, now working with a private military company trying to make ends meet for not only himself, but Rose. I was completely blown away by the over-the-top action and the fact that the game was willing to poke fun of itself in the Metal Gear mythos. And to get to see, again, another part of Raiden's character development from this young rookie with a dark past that he's been suppressing to him realizing his dark past and feeling like he's just nothing more than a killing machine. And now in Rising Revengeance, trying to find a counterbalance between his good nature and his dark past, and pretty much not giving a fuck about the law and doing whatever he can to keep Desperado from creating more children like him, harvesting organs from orphans, and with the goal to turn them into cyborgs who are willing to kill at orders. I was fairly impressed with the game back almost 5 years ago. Damn, it's been 5 years since that game came out. Shit. No, self-commentary aside, this game was phenomenal when it came out, and I bought the PlayArt's Kai Raiden that you see in my PlayArt's Kai review of Raiden from Metal Gear Solid 2. It was my very first PlayArt's Kai figure, and I'm very proud to own it. I've been looking at Hot Toys for over a year now, and they're mainly known for their Star Wars and Marvel figures, and they've been intriguing me enough so I decided to make this my first purchase. Now, unfortunately, the Hot Toys Raiden is known for a bit of a defect. Statistically speaking, about 1% of every Hot Toys Raiden has one or more defective arms. And what that means is that when you bend the arm, the joint will actually break to the point where you can no longer pose with them. You'll be stuck in a neutral position. And I somewhat afraid of that, and it's what took me over a year to actually make this purchase. But I'm confident that that won't happen to me, and I do have a connection to be able to get one or more arms in case that were to happen to me. Hopefully I will fall in love with Hot Toys and not only add this to my collection, but I'll have even more stuff to review for you guys here. I love Metal Gear. Raiden's my favorite character. I already got 2. Let's go for the third one. Let's do this review. Opening up the box, and now we have the Hot Toys Raiden. And my god, this thing looks amazing. This is honestly the best looking Raiden figure I have ever seen. So much little detail is on this thing. This is the correct color. This has a lot of the nuts and bolts that you see in the in-game model. This thing has silver with brown and white in the muscle fiber. This thing just by itself looks amazing. This is way more color accurate than even the PlayArt's Kai Raiden figure, and I thought that was pretty good back in the day. This thing just looks like Raiden came back to life. These artists who created this thing took the in-game model and brought it into the 3D world. This looks great, but let's see how this articulates. Let's open up and see what articulation Raiden has. Okay, so before I start my articulation list, I just wanted to tell you guys beforehand. There is a manual that comes with every single Hot Toys figure, Raiden included, and it's very important for you guys to look at it so you know how to articulate this thing. It warns you about not doing certain things to cause damage or chipping into the paint. So I just wanted to tell you guys beforehand. So let's get started. Once you move up Raiden's head, he can go side to side, and 360 degrees, absolutely no problem. His arms can only about go that high, so not even a full 180. He's got some upper chest articulation and the muscle fiber bits move with him, but no side to side. In the manual, they tell you to move the side pieces up and the legs down before you start moving. Once you accomplish those things, you can get the leg to move, but it's very stiff. You do get up and down and side to side. But again, it's very stiff and hard to maintain and control. With the knee, you're going to get a double jointed knee, but you're only going to get about that much, which isn't much. With the feet, you can get up and down, but some twisting and side to side, but that's about it. Now, the arm. The arm and the elbow is supposed to give you about a 90-degree bend, but it's only for one arm. The right arm is busted. I bent the elbow just once, and it busted. Heard a crack, it goes limp. And the only way to describe it is I will just let you listen to my first reaction. You have got to be fucking kidding me. Can you believe this shit? I spent over $240 on this fucking thing, and the arm can't fucking bend. Are you shitting me right now? Are you kidding me? I spent all this money, and this thing can't even fucking bend? What the fuck? Anger and quality control aside, let's look at Raiden's accessories. And boy, do Hot Toys give you a plethora of accessories. First one I'm going to show you is the open style visor that Raiden has when he's not in combat mode. I don't know why, but it just looks very off to me, and I don't really use it that much. Next, you are going to get his mechanical sheath for his high frequency blade, and the mechanical arm that allows you to move it however you want. What you're going to do is you're going to attach it in a certain way on his side, and with the arm that's attached to it, you should be able to pose it just like he has on his back during most of his gameplay. It works, and it's a little bit tricky, but you get it to move very easily. Next is Raiden's high frequency blade. And this thing looks amazing. Now, it gives the impression that it's made of metal or die cast, but no, that is pure plastic. All those little details are molded and painted in, and I really think that Hot Toys did a phenomenal job creating Raiden's signature weapon. This thing looks amazing, and I'm happy to have it. Next, you're gonna get this rifle. Now, in Revengeance, guns aren't really used, they're more optional. This actually comes from Raiden's DLC in Metal Gear Solid 5, where you go in that mission to go kill all those body snatchers on that base, which is a little stretching, but I'm happy they included it. Finally is the high frequency Murasama. This is the weapon that Jetstream Sam has and uses it against Raiden until he defeats Sam and uses it in his final confrontation against Armstrong. This is a Sideshow exclusive, meaning that this version of the sword only came with the initial release of the Hot Toys Raiden. The only other way to get this is getting the Infernal type armor, but again, that was an exclusive. While this isn't as impressive as his high frequency blade, I actually like having Raiden with this sword because this to me was the culmination of Raiden's journey throughout Revengeance and what he comes to be at the end. So I'm happy to have it, even though this is a little bit of a rarity. So, here we are. We are at the end of review, and now my job is to give my final thoughts on this. And I'm not gonna lie, this is very difficult for me to talk about because I want to say to you guys so badly to get this figure. And there are a lot of good reasons to get this figure. This is the best looking Raiden figure that I've ever seen. This has so many great details that I couldn't even find in the Revolver Tech or even in the Play Arts Kai. The only type of figure that I could find with this was in a resin model, and with resin you can't really move resin. This comes with a lot of accessories. However, there are some accessories that I did not talk about that just don't work. For example, you're supposed to be able to move the chest pieces with a smaller bit to add more arm articulation. But the problem is, when I added those small bits, they kept falling off with even just the slightest bump to them. You're supposed to get an extra foot that is given to you that you can attach a sword to, just like how Raiden uses his feet to cut down people. For the life of me, I could not pull out the legs long enough to be able to get the foot out and get the new foot in. It just didn't work. And finally, the arm. You know, this was bad QA on Hot Toys' part. What the hell are you guys thinking that you can give me a figure, but I bend the arm once and it busts open? Now I knew going in that there was a 5% chance that this might happen to me. I had read online that they had fixed that in later releases. I thought maybe, even though this was a Sideshow exclusive, I thought I would have been avoidant of that problem, but that thing just pissed me off. That is bad QA. And I'm spending $240 on this thing. Like, what the fuck? This is a very hard sell for me to tell you guys. I really want to tell you to get this thing, but I can't. I really can't. This is wrong. This is terrible. They should have been able to fix this. I guess stick with Play Arts Kai. I'm sorry. This thing looks impressive, and if you want it just for looks, go for it. This thing looks amazing, but I can't tell you guys to get something that has poor QA. I'm sorry, and this is very disappointing for even me to say because I had a lot of hype for this thing, but obviously this didn't work out. Hot Toys, they kind of soured me a little bit. This was my first Hot Toys, and to get this mad and upset about it, it's just not cool. I might give them a second chance with Anakin Skywalker, but they're not the go-to for me right now, unless I can be assured that they have better quality. I know this is a bit of a Debbie Downer ending, but I gotta be real with it. This is 101 Smith, and I will see you later.